Today is May 26, 2026. It is 4:55 a.m. This is video number 2. Video number 1, I actually did enjoy doing the video, even though I talk a lot. There's gonna be part 1, part 2, and possibly part 3 in video 1 because I went on a long rant and I spoke a lot. So there might be 3 parts to it. But now we're gonna focus not on the Sussexes, more a little bit, I guess, politics type of things. Alright, so let's go on X. I came across them, so I thought I'd share them with you. Alright, first tweet. Alright, a lot of them are videos. Alright, education needs help. Education story time. Let's listen to this.
I think it's crazy that some of y'all are the reason the No Child Left Behind bill exists in the first place. I'm talking to one of my friends about cars. I'm like, oh, that car has a nice pearlescent finish. He said, stop using big words.
Oh, it's bad, and it's not getting better, and we're seeing these generations grow up now, and Lord drop story time, I'm a Gen Z. I was out at the bars last night, lock in here, women's sphere. But these two guys approach us, right? They're kind of rude. I'm mostly just watching my one friend mess with the other guy at that point. I'll post the rest of that story later.
Before she continues, there's a video I saw. This American MAGA went to Mexico, and I believe it was a German woman who was in Mexico as well. Thank God she speak, I think, English. I was very impressed with her. I think she speaks a little bit of Spanish, English, and of course she's German. So that MAGA thinking that the stupidity that's in the US can carry over there, and trying to talk to that German lady, and the German lady was like, she want nothing to do with him. And he's claiming, I'm American, I'm this, I'm that, thinking that is a stamp of approval. And the woman was like, no, leave me alone and things like that. They had to kick the MAGA out. So women who's traveling by themselves, you need to be very careful. I'm thinking of that young lady, that American who went, is it Aruba or Bermuda or something like that? That was a couple years ago for a high school trip, and then she died. They killed her or something like that. I don't know. Did they ever recover the body? That Vandersloot? That's a different story. Just be careful when you're traveling by yourself, especially if you are a woman. All right, let's continue. So she's talking about using big words, education.
Trust me, but stop interrupting my viewing, okay? This is my reality television, sir. But I was speaking to this guy, and at some point, I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but I dropped the word unfathomable in a sentence, and he said, what? And it's very loud in there. I assume he just didn't hear me. I say it a second time, and he goes, one more time, what was that word?
That's amazing.
I say it a third time, and he says it back to me at this point, and I realize, oh, he doesn't know what that word is. In that moment, I was like, that's fine. It's maybe a niche word. I was like, kind of like inexplicable. He didn't know that one either. Twice I tried on that one, gave up. I'm now several drinks in, becoming a human thesaurus concerned for this man. Incomprehensible, inexplicable, hard to
Does he even know what a thesaurus is?
understand. Does anything resonate? We eventually just gave up. That's, oh my lord. I fear the children were indeed left behind.
Alright, so I'm not even gonna go in the comments. You could pause and read what's there. Let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so now is about New York. Couple tweets regarding New York. This one is about the New York Knicks and playoff. I haven't paid attention to a lot of sports lately. I used to pay attention to basketball. That was during Michael Jordan time. I'm still a New York fan though. Baseball, that was during Derek Jeter's time. And who else? Football, that was during Strahan time. So all of this, I haven't paid attention to them. But anyway, it seems like the New York Knicks are going to the finals. Okay, ever since this city elected a Muslim socialist for mayor, almost every day looks like the end of It's a Wonderful Life up there. All right, the New York Knicks are going to the finals. I think there's a music, but let's see here. I'll try to manipulate it as much as I can. These are people who are on the street. Where is that here? This is not Madison Square Garden. Where were they playing? Were they playing in Brooklyn? A couple times I passed by that new arena. Let's see. Okay, so there's the music. Wow, look at all those people. Oh my lord. Is the music still there? It sounds like it's the New Year's. That's them, okay? That would be screenshot. You know what? I can't even show the video properly. Alright, so they're having fun. Alright. You see what I like about it though? Despite everything that's going on in the United States, all skin color just having fun. I don't know if people outside of the US when they're talking about New York, you will think it's the entire United States. Alright? But when in fact New York is just a small portion of the United States. Okay, so yeah, there's still garbage, but I think the mayor is trying to do something about it. Alright, so there's that. There's that. How long have they been? It's been a while. It's like 20 something years when they went to the playoff. Let me see. I'm thinking 27. Let me see. This is a prayer that I did. When was the last time New York? Went to the playoff, not championship. Knicks went to. Okay, let's say finals because this is when that's what they. I think it's 27. The New York Knicks are making their first NBA Finals appearance since 1999. Their last trip to the championship round occurred in the lockout shortened 1999 season. As the number 8 seed, they made the historic run to the finals before ultimately 5 games. Okay, yeah. How many years? Let's say. How many years? How many years? Oh my God, I can't believe this. I just said on top of my head. It has been exactly 27 years since New York Knicks, okay? 1999. I wanted the numbers. I didn't want to do the math, but I got it right anyway. So that's that, okay? So if they win, oh my God, it's going to be crazy in New York. Next one. They should start from Madison Square Garden and go all the way to, what's that arena? A couple times I passed Barclays Center. I pass by Barclays Center and I will record it, especially whenever I'm going to Brooklyn. I get the chance and we stop by to buy cheesecake and I will record. A couple times I think I posted on my community, but anyway, next tweet. So this is the mayor of New York. That's who the last tweet was making reference to. Breaking, Ari at 50 cents said, I'll give you $258,000 and a first class one-way ticket out of New York City. Why? I mean, for majority of people, this is a lot, but for someone like this, that's nothing. Mayor Mandani, quote, what I will say to you 50 cents. Okay, it's a quote anyway, so let's just listen to him saying instead of me reading it. Let's listen.
Out these financial plans you have, and you made a point on New York radio, which a lot of people listen to address 50 Cent. And you know he's a critic.
He's a critic
of high taxes.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead, and then we'll play. Go ahead.
I didn't even know what my salary would be until I opened up Instagram and I saw this thing, which was like 50 Cent offers Mamdani X amount of money.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a very specific amount of money. And I was like, oh my God, that's.
Yeah, so now we'll do this in reverse.
You have to think about it as well. When you think of 50 cents, someone, probably a billionaire, with his music and his ventures, business ventures and all of that, you would think that supporting Mandani, who's there doing some good job for the little people, and then you have 50 cents saying for him to get out of there because it's not helping the 1%. I don't know. Greed is something. After all this money he made, does he remember how it was, how he felt leading before he got his big break, making music and things like that? Oh my God. And then for him to tell the mayor, who's actually doing something for the city of New York, to leave because he's doing something good. All right, let's continue.
Order. Sorry. He said, I'll give you $258,000 and a first-class one-way ticket out of New York. That's what you're referencing.
You know, what I would say to you, 50, if you are indeed watching, or anyone else who's watching this show, is I continue to think that having the top 1% of New York City, who are making more than $1 million a year, having them pay 2% more for an economic agenda that would transform every New Yorker's life, including their own, is something that is worthwhile. And the reason I say including their own is when you see a city like ours that is underfunding its city agencies, that is pulling back on the most basic things like library services and trash cans.
Look at the last tweet that I just shared with you. That lady was talking about she went to a bar and the guy couldn't even understand some basic words. I mean, it's not a word you use all the time, but come on. And then under that same tweet, it was showing some garbage on the street of New York, and there he is tackling it. And then when you look at cities that has different groups, it's really flourished because each one of those people, different cultures, they have something to bring to the table. Let's say, for instance, one day you feel like eating Chinese food. One day you feel like eating Italian food. You go there. French and Mexican food and things like that. It helps the city. Oh my Lord. But let's continue. I'm going to move it back slightly.
Is pulling back on the most basic things like library services and trash cans. Everybody feels the knock-on effects of that. And my job as someone who believes deeply in the public sector is to ensure that we're delivering public excellence. And that means every dollar that we raise, I want to be able to prove to you that it's every dollar that's being well spent.
All right. So hopefully that will be a model for other cities, other places. All right, so there's all of that. You're gonna find people who's against it no matter what, but think about it. 50 Cent is looking out for himself only, and I don't know. That might actually, I don't know. People who support him may not support him anymore. I don't know. Anyway, I don't listen to rap music. My rap days was 80s and early 90s, Run DMC, this type of music. Anyway, next tweet. It has been a class war the whole time. It's not left and right, it's the top and bottom. Yeah, look at this picture that I have. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And I hope the rest of the people understand that. Let's listen to him.
The FBI assassinated Fred Hampton. That's not a conspiracy theory, it's literally on his Wikipedia page. But they didn't do it because he was the leader of the Black Panthers. They did it because he was doing something that was much more threatening to the US government. You see, in the years before he was murdered, Fred Hampton formed a group called the Rainbow Coalition, which was an alliance between the Black Panthers and the Young Patriots, which were a group that represented poor, rural white people. In declassified documents, the director of the FBI at the time, J. Edgar Hoover, specifically talks about his concern that Fred Hampton could become a quote-unquote messiah who unites working-class people across racial lines. So on December 4th, 1969, the Chicago police, working at the behest of the FBI, raided the Black Panther headquarters and shot Fred Hampton in his bed while he was asleep. If you think stuff like this isn't happening anymore, you're a fool. We already know from leaked documents and whistleblowers that the government is actively monitoring working class movements. A lot of protest movements take place online now, and I know from personal experience that anytime you post something even vaguely political, an army of weird accounts with almost no followers show up to make incendiary comments. The point is that a lot of the hatred you see in this country is manufactured by the people in power as a way of keeping us divided and distracted. It doesn't have to be this way though. All we would have to do is stop bickering with each other about dumb stuff like whether or not trans people should play basketball and turn our attention to the actual institutions that are oppressing all of us. A good first step would be repealing the Patriot Act, which was passed after 9/11 and basically makes it legal for intelligence agencies to spy on America. We should also demand accountability from the Pentagon by forcing them to pass a third-party audit. If only somebody ran a political organization that advocated for issues like this. Oh wait, I do that. We're called the 80% because every issue that we support polls above 80% among Americans. I describe the full agenda in the pinned video at the top of my page, and there's also a link in my bio to a petition that you can sign saying that you won't vote for any politician unless they support these issues. Thank you.
But I'm kind of glad it's him who's saying that. I mean, African American have been saying this forever, but when a white person is saying it, at least it will open the minds of those racists. It seems like whenever a black person is talking common sense to some racists, their minds is completely shut. They don't hear anything. They just see the color. But at least he's saying it. Hopefully it will crack the brain of those racists. They don't want, the racists are the one who's keeping the country back. All right, the MAGAs like type. All right, so that's that. You could pause and read these. These are GIF. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, so there's this. There's no caption. Black Americans ban you. We just then snitched. All right, so let's listen. Oh my God, this one is kind of long. 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Let me talk about this shit here too, y'all. Do people think we stupid? Do people think that black Americans are stupid? See, there's a lot of people. I was on a comment section. I was talking about this fraud, right? Because you know, the immigrants, right? The foreigners is getting popped all over the place for committing fraud. Now the problem is, y'all, they mad. They got mad in the comments, y'all. Because I said, I was commenting. I said, oh yeah, they been committing fraud. They won't come in the comments and say, oh, you MAGA, you a Trump supporter, da-da-da-da-da. No, I'm not. I'm not a Trump supporter and I'm not MAGA, okay? I'm actually in human services and I was actually clearing the fucking applications for shit. That's how I know y'all was committing fraud, okay? Now, here's the thing, okay? Black Americans been new. Black Americans could have been out there like Nick Shirley. Is that his name, y'all? Is his name Nick Shirley? We could have been out there like Nick Shirley selling the fuck out on y'all. We could have been fucking snitching and telling on y'all asses. Yeah. All of y'all from various different POC immigrant communities, we could have been told on y'all motherfucking asses. We could have been told on y'all asses since the fucking 90s. We could have told on y'all fucking mamas and daddies, but we didn't. Y'all think we didn't know that y'all $2 in a dream story was a lie? Y'all think we didn't know that? Y'all think we didn't know where the money... Y'all think we didn't know... Hold on. Y'all think we didn't know that y'all was getting food stamps? That y'all was getting housing? That y'all was getting AFDC checks? That y'all was getting Medicaid? Y'all think we don't know that y'all was getting government benefits while working under the table? Y'all think we didn't know that? Y'all think we didn't know that y'all was sending y'all husbands that y'all are not married to legally in America out to work while y'all would stay at home? Y'all think we didn't know that y'all was getting the fucking child care assistance and shit? Y'all think we didn't know none of that shit? Y'all think we didn't know that? Well, I tell you, let me tell you something. Black Americans know everything. We know everything about every group of fucking people. You know why? Because no one pays us any fucking attention. We're like ghosts, really. Not only do people not pay us any attention, even if people notice that we are there and we are in the room, y'all all think we're too stupid and we're too incompetent and that we can't read or do math. So y'all have no idea that we actually can pay attention to fucking numbers, that we can count, that we know when funding is missing, right? I spent some time working in healthcare administration. Y'all think I didn't know that y'all have fraud home health businesses? Y'all think I didn't know that y'all had fraud-ass psychosocial rehabilitation services? Y'all think I didn't know y'all had fraud-ass behavioral services and whatnot for people with disabilities? Y'all think I didn't know none of that shit? Police. See, one thing about Black Americans is that we don't trouble people who don't trouble us. The problem came when y'all began to trouble us. That's why I'm in the comment sections joining in on these conversations talking about what the fuck I knew. Because y'all wanted to sit up there and sell out on Black Americans to deflect from the various different crimes that y'all were committing and the ways in which y'all was robbing local government funding, state government funding, and federal government funding.
And you know as well, the Jews are also committing a whole bunch of fraud as well, because many of them, not only they own businesses and all of that, they're also getting whatever food stamps, whatnot, for themselves.
So since y'all wanted to always keep Black Americans' name in y'all motherfucking mouth, I felt like I'm gonna join the conversation and tell people all the shit that I know, how y'all actually are committing the fraud, and how y'all actually been getting away with this shit. How y'all been using y'all anchor babies and shit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm talking about it. Cause see, that's why y'all should have shut the fuck up and shouldn't have been having our name in y'all motherfucking mouth talking about how we don't got no culture and we don't work hard and we don't this and we don't that. Baby, I'm out here singing like a motherfucking canary, bitch. Lady sings the motherfucking blues, bitch. I'm singing it out on key. Shoo-be-doo-doo. Shoo-da-doo-doo-doo-doo. And all these comment sections, bitch. Yeah. Black Americans don't snitch. And we never snitched. We let these white folk think whatever, but once y'all started drinking your own fucking piss and shit and trying to talk to us crazy, baby, I'm finna tell it all. I'm finna tell it all.
The thing is that when poor people are stealing, they steal into the dollars or even the quarters or even pennies. But when rich people steal, just look at Trump. They're taking everything. All right, so there's the comments here. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, so now I might do part 2 here because it's slightly different topics here. This is Naomi.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.